Hello everyone, I'm Divya, your math facilitator, back with a power-packed video for you. So in this video, we are going to discuss top 10 most important questions. Now, what do I mean by most important questions? These questions are from your previous years, okay? So previous year questions are really important because you will get to know which model of questions you can expect in your board examinations, isn't it? So each and every question of this video is really important for you. So watch each and every question, try to solve it on your own again, and don't miss out any of the questions, because this is a mix of question wherein I picked up questions from all the chapters, and the weightage of marks of each question is also different. Few are 4 markers, few are 2 markers, and few are 1 marker question. So on a whole, you will have an amazing experience. So come, let's begin the session. And come on, before starting the session, I want you all to like the video right now. Yes, so here is the first question. If a is equals to x such that x is a factor of 12 and b contains elements x such that x is a factor of 16, so then find a union b and a intersection b. This is a 2 marker question, and tell me which chapter does it belong to. This question is taken from which chapter? Yes, it is taken from sets. Okay, our second chapter, set. Okay, so let's begin solving now. So A is, now the given form is a set builder form. Okay, it is a set builder form. You will have to build the elements of the set. Elements of the set are not given to you. So let's begin. So A is equals to, so let us write the elements of set A. So x is a factor of 12. Okay, it contains elements x. X is a factor of 12. So what are the factors of 12? 12 I can write it as 1 12 is a 12. 3 4s are 2 6s are, by the way, and you can write as 4 3s are 12 1s are. So factors are 12 are these. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 6 and 12. Okay, I'm just writing it in order. 1 2 3 4 6 and 12. Okay, and b is a set of elements containing x such that x is a factor of 16. So what are the factors of 16? 1 into 16 and 4 4s are, and also you have 2 8s are 16, isn't it? So you have 1 2 4 8 and 16, isn't it? So the elements of A are 1 2 3 4 6 12, and B are 1 2 1 2 4 8 and 16. Okay, so let's now find what is A union B and A intersection B. Okay, so what is A union B? A union B is nothing but A union B. Union, that means all together. Okay, union means all together. So in A union B, you will take all the elements. Okay, you will write all the elements of A and B also. But one important point we remember is the elements of a set are never repeated, right? So we will not repeat the elements, but we will take all the elements of set A and B. So let's see here. 1 2 3 4 6 12. Firstly, write all the elements of set A. I have written. Now see, you have 1 again. 1 you wrote it, so don't write it again. 2 you wrote it, don't write it again. 4 you wrote it, don't write it again. Did you write 8? No. So write 8. And 16. Did you write 16? No. So write 16. Now you can also rearrange the elements in an order, and you can write the final answer. 1 2 3 4 6 8 12 and 16 is A union B. Now what about A intersection B? A intersection B is nothing but, you will write only the common elements. Okay, union means all, intersection means only the common elements you will write. Okay, so what are the common elements of these two, A and B? So 1 is common, so write 1, and 2 is common, 2 is also common, so write 2, and yes, 4 is a common element, so write 4. And is there any other common element? No. So 1 2 4 are the elements of A intersection B, and don't worry, I will be giving the notes of this, the PDF format I will give you in the Telegram channel. So Telegram channel link I will give you in the description box. It is completely free. Join the Telegram channel. You can download this PDF from the Telegram channel, right? So yes, let's move on to the next question. If the mean of the following frequency distribution is 50, mean of the following frequency distribution is 50. So what is given to you? Given mean of this data is given to you, it is 50. Now, is it a grouped data or ungrouped data? So remember, whenever class intervals are given, here class intervals are given, isn't it? So when class intervals are given, it is a grouped data. Okay, so mean of the group data is 50. So now you need to find the value of k. Here one missing frequency is there. Okay, one frequency is missing. You need to find this value. How do we do this? So just see, mean is 50. So let us write it in this way. So firstly, let us write the table. Okay, how do you write the table? You take class. Okay, class interval, we will take the first column, this is. So then you will take the frequency. Frequency you denote it by Fi. Okay, now to find the mean, we also take class mark. Okay, we take class mark. Class mark is nothing but Xi. Okay, now let us try to write all the values. Class interval is 0 to 20. You have 20 to 40, 40 to 60, 60 to 80 and 80 to 100. This is the class interval. What is the frequency? 17, 20, 32, K and 19. This is a previous year question, last year, 2019 question. Okay, before your seniors. Now class mark, we want class mark. How do we get better class mark? It is nothing but average of the upper and lower boundary. Okay, so upper boundary plus lower boundary divided by 2. So 20 plus 0 divided by 2 is 10. Okay, so this is 10. Now 40 plus 20 is 60 divided by 2 is 30. Okay, and this is 100 divided by 2 is 50. And there is also one more tip of finding the class mark. Okay, so this is 70 and this is 90, right? You got the class mark. Now what do we do in direct method? If you want to find mean using direct method, you will find sigma. Before sigma you will find Fi Xi. Okay, just see here, we will find what is Fi Xi. Now what is the meaning of Fi Xi? This is Fi, this is Xi. Okay, we will multiply these two. So 17 into 10 is nothing but 170. 20 into 60 is how much beta? 2 3s are 6 and you have 2 zeros, so 600. 32 into 50, so it is 160, isn't it? 1600 it is, 1600. Okay, 160 and a 0, 1600. Now k into 70 is nothing but 70k, and 19 into 90, 19 into 90 is 1710. Okay, now the last thing we do is we add. Okay, we add what is sigma Fi. What is sigma Fi? The sum of all the frequencies. Okay, the sum of all the frequencies is how much? Here you will get 88 plus k. Add all these values, 17 plus 20 plus 32 plus 19 is 88, plus you have one more k. And now what is sigma Fi Xi? Sigma Fi Xi is nothing but just add all these values. So how much are you getting? 170 plus 600 plus 1600 plus 1710, you get 4080, plus you have one more 70k here, isn't it? Now what is the formula for mean? Formula for mean. Mean you can find it using, mean is nothing but sigma Fi Xi by sigma Fi. I also told you shortcut how to remember this, isn't it? So sigma Fi Xi, this last value divided by this value. Okay, in every method mean will always have this only. Okay, mean will always have sigma Fi Xi divided by sigma Fi. The sigma Fi will always be in the denominator. Okay, whether you take assumed mean or step deviation, the sigma Fi will be in the denominator. Right, now here you see this value is nothing but, let us change the color. Sigma Fi Xi is this, isn't it? So 4080 plus 70k divided by, what is the sigma Fi is 88 plus k. But mean is given to you. Just see here, mean is given to you as 50. So substitute here. Now what we should do is we will simply cross multiply. So let us do it in the next slide neatly. So you got 50 is equals to 4080 plus 70k. Oh, 1 second. Plus 70k divided by 88 plus k. Okay, the notes will be given, don't worry. Now cross multiply, so it is 50 into 88 plus k is equals to 4080 plus 70k. So now multiply by the 50 into 88 gives you how much? It will give you 4400 plus 50 into k is 50k is equals to 4080 plus 70k. Now take 50k to RHS and 4080 to LHS. So this becomes 4400 minus 4080 is equals to 70k. 50k I am taking it to RHS, so it becomes minus 50k. So this is nothing but 20k, and what is the value here you are getting? You will get it as 320. Okay, 4400 minus 4080. So k is nothing but 320 divided by 20. 0 cancels. So k is 16. Okay, so k value got as 16. Clear? This is a essay question given in 2019. So don't forget to practice it once again, and I hope it is clear for you. Right? So one second. Yes. Here you see now the next question. The larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller by 18. Okay. Uh, the larger of two supplementary angles exceeds the smaller angle by 18. Find the angles. So what is the meaning of supplementary angles? You have learnt in your class 9. What is the meaning of supplementary angles? If the sum of, okay, if the sum of two angles is 180, okay, supplementary angles means sum of the two angles should be 180. Okay, suppose I am taking the two angles as x and y, so x plus y should be 180. Okay, and this question is from which chapter? This is from statistics. You all will understand this is from statistics chapter. Now what about this question, third question? It is from pair of linear equations. Okay, so x plus y is 180. Now here you see the larger of the two supplementary angles. Suppose let us take x is greater than y. So the larger of the two angles exceeds the smaller angle by 18. Okay, that means the larger angle is 18 more than the smaller angle. Are you understanding the statement? The larger angle exceeds the smaller angle by 18. That means the larger angle is 18 more than the smaller angle. So here one more equation I'll get. The larger angle is x we have taken, isn't it? So x is 18 more than y. Okay, so I can write x is 18 more than y. Okay, so this is the equation you will get. So x plus y is 180 is one equation, and x is equals to 18 plus y is one equation. So from here I can write what is x minus y. X minus y is 18. Okay, so this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Okay, this is equation 2, this is equation 1. Now add equation 1 and 2. What will you get? Just see. So you will have x plus y is 180 and x minus y is 18. So add and see. So plus y minus y gets cancelled. So you have 2x is equals to 180 plus 18 gives you 198. So which implies what is x? X is 198 divided by 2. So it is 9, 2 1s are 2 9s are 18, 1 9s are 18. So x is 99. Okay. So x value you got as 99. Now substitute x is equals to 99 in any one of the equation. X plus y is 180 I am taking. So it is 99 plus y is equals to 180. Now what is y? Y is 180 minus 99. So what is the value of y you are getting? Y you will get it as 81. Okay, y you will get it as 81. You can substitute in any equation. You can substitute in equation 2 also. So x is 99 and y is 81. Clear with this? So next question. Yes, question number 4. Now identify from which chapter it is. It is from chapter number 1, logarithms, isn't it? So let's see. It's also a 4-marker question. So if x square plus y square is 10xy. So what is given to you? X square plus y square is 10xy. This is given to you. You have to prove that 2 log of x plus y. So you should prove 2 log of x plus y is something. Okay, log x plus log y plus 2 log 2 plus log 3. You have all this here. But just observe this LHS. we know that, do you know the formulas of logarithm or did you forget? You know that log x power m, you can write it as m log x, yes or no? Okay, so log x power m you can write as m log x. Now this is of the form m log x, it is of the form m log x. So this you can write as log x to the power m, the reverse of it, isn't it? So if you write it in the form, then what will you get here? You will get this as log x plus y. This 2 goes here to the power, so it will become x square. So it is x plus y whole square, isn't it? So what is x plus y whole square? Now here you see I have x square plus y square. I should get in the LHS log x plus y whole square. So what should I do? So what should I do? So I want x plus y whole square in the LHS. Okay. So to get x plus y whole square in the LHS, are you getting my point? So here I'm just saying what is the LHS part. To in required to prove, I'm saying what is the LHS part. In the LHS part, it is of the form log x plus y whole square using this formula. So x plus y whole square, I'm concentrating on this part, x plus y whole square. Here in the given equation, it is given x square plus y square is 10xy. So I want x plus y whole square because I have to prove it. So x plus y whole square, I know what is x plus y whole square is nothing but x square plus y square plus 2xy. So if I want to bring this x square plus y square in the form of x plus y whole square, then if I have this 2xy, I can bring it in the x plus y whole square form. Getting the point? So just see here, I'm just adding 2xy on both the sides. Why am I adding beta? Why am I adding 2xy on both the sides? Because I want to get it in the form of x plus y whole square. Okay. And why should I get it in the form of x plus y whole square? Because whatever you have to prove, that is in the form of x plus y whole square. Getting the connection? Okay, you should not by heart the problem. You should understand the logic. Why are you adding? Because that is what is you have to prove. Yes, so we are going in the reverse order. So now you see, this is nothing but x square plus y square plus 2xy is nothing but x plus y whole square is equals to, you have 12xy here, 10xy plus 2xy. Now I got this part, I got x plus y whole square. Now I also have logarithm in LHS, isn't it? So let's apply logarithm on both the sides. So if you apply log on both the sides, it is log x plus y whole square is equals to log 12xy. Okay. Now this is of the form. See here, log x plus y whole square is of the form log x power m. So you can write it as m log x, isn't it? So this is 2 log x plus y is equals to log. Now 12 I can write as 4 3s into x into y. Okay, so 12 I wrote as 4 3s and x into y. So here I am using formula log x power m is equals to m log x. Clear with this? Now next you see, so we got the LHS is proved, isn't it? See the LHS 2 log x plus y, 2 log x plus y. LHS is proved. Now you have to prove the RHS only. Now 2 log x plus y is equals to, you got log 4 plus log 3 plus log x plus log y. How am I writing this? Because since I know log AB is equals to what? It is log A plus log B, isn't it? Log AB is nothing but log A plus log B. It's not visible, I'll write here. Log A plus log B. Okay? Log AB is equals to log A plus log B. So here, what you have, here you have it as log. All these are in multiplication. Just see the previous slide. Log of 4 into 3 into x into y. So I can write log 4 plus log 3 plus log x plus log y. Okay? Clear? Now again this one you see log 4. 4 is a bigger number. You can again factorize it. So 4 you will get it as 2 square. Okay? 4 is nothing but 2 2s. So you can write as 2 square plus log 3 plus log x plus log y. Now this is nothing but it is of the form log x power m. 2 square is of the form log 2 square is of the form log x power m. So it is log m log x. Okay, so this I can write as 2 log 2 plus log 3 plus log x plus log y. Now if you want, you can rearrange them. All the variables you can write first log x plus log y. Then you can write 2 log 3 2 log 2 plus you have log 3, and all this is equals to 2 log of x plus y. See what you have to prove. That's it, isn't it? You have got what you have to prove, isn't it? So very simple. Firstly, you have to analyze the question, only then start solving it. Then the steps will automatically come to you, right? See the next question, question number 5. Shashank said that x plus 1 whole square is equals to 2 into x minus 3 is a quadratic equation. Okay, Shashank said that it is a quadratic equation. Do you agree? So which chapter is that? It's from quadratic equation, isn't it? So do you agree with that? What is quadratic equation? Quadratic equation should have degree 2. Okay, it is a algebraic equation which has degree 2. Okay, so firstly x plus 1 whole square is equals to 2 into x minus 3. This is given, right? What is given? This is the solution, right? What is given to you? So here this is like a plus b whole square. So I have seen many students, just by looking at the question, they will say, Acha, you have a power 2 here, degree 2 you want, power 2 is there, so it's a quadratic equation. But no, many times the question will be given in such a way that the power 2 will reduce to power 1 when you solve it. Okay, so without solving it, without bringing it to into the general form is ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. You have to bring whatever equation is given to you, you should bring it into the general form, only then you will answer whether it is quadratic or not. Okay, so here let us solve this. A plus b whole square formula it is. So a square plus b square plus 2ab is equals to, this is cross multiply, distribute it. So 2 into x is 2x minus 2 3 is 6, right? So it is x square plus 1 plus 2x. Let us bring all terms to one side. So it becomes minus 2x plus 6 equals to 0. So plus 2x minus 2x gets cancelled. So you have x square plus 7 equals to 0. Now is this a quadratic equation? Yes, it is a quadratic equation. Yes. So the degree is 2 and highest degree is 2, and it is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. So you can say that yes, Shashank is correct. Okay. Yes, I agree with Shashank. Here, beta. So the notes of this session will be given to you in the Telegram channel. Don't forget to join the Telegram channel. Link will be provided in the description box. It's completely free. Okay. See the next question. Find the 11th term of the AP. 15, 12, 9 and so on. So you need the 11th term of this AP. So how do you get the 11th term? What is the formula here? So let's write the solution. Given what is the AP, 15, 12, 9 and so on is the AP. Okay. Now in this, what is the first term? Identify the first term. So first term, this is the first term. So it is 15. What is the common difference? Common difference is nothing but second term minus the first term. A2 minus A1. So this minus this. So 12 minus 15 gives you how much? Minus 3 is the second term. Clear? Now what do we want? We want the 11th term. Okay, that means what is n value? N is 11. You want 11th term. So how do you get the answer? See here beta. So what is the nth term formula? Tn is equals to, nth term is equals to a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula to find the nth term of the AP. Clear? So here what is Tn? Tn you have to find. What is the 11th term? You have to find. Okay. So a plus a is 15 plus n minus 1. N is 11 minus 1. D is minus 3. Okay. So it is 15 plus 11 minus 1 is 10 into you have minus 3. Clear? So let us write it here. So it is 15 plus, so you have minus 30. So I can write this 15 minus 30. So the 11th term is 15 minus 30 is minus 15. Okay, 15 minus 30 is minus 15. Yes. So it is minus 15 is the 11th term. So T11 is minus 15. Clear with this simple one formula. Right. See the next question. Question number 7. Determine x so that the slope of the line passing through A minus 2 4 and B x minus 2. Okay, the slope of the line passing through these two is 2. Okay, determine the value of x so that 2 is the slope of the line passing through A and B. So 2 points are given to you. Okay, I'm taking it as the point A is minus 2, 4 and point B is x minus 2. Let us take this as x1, y1. Let us take this as x2, y2. Right, and slope is given as, okay, and the slope is also given, slope is given as 2. Right, so what is the slope formula? Beta, slope of AB. How do you find slope of AB? And tell me which chapter it is. Coordinate geometry. Right, so slope of AB is equals to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. When 2 points are given, the slope of the line joining the 2 points is y coordinates difference divided by x coordinates difference. Okay, so this is the formula. So now here I already told you what is x1 y1, x2 y2. Y2 is minus 2, minus y1 is 4, divided by x2 is x, minus x1 is how much, beta? It is minus 2, and slope is given as 2. It is given in the question, isn't it? So let's solve it now. So we have so 2 is equals to minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6, divided by, you have it as x plus 2, cross multiply. So 2 into x plus 2 is equals to minus 6. So 2x plus 4 is equals to minus 6. 2x is equals to minus 6 minus 4, it is minus 10, isn't it? So what is the value of x? X is minus 5. Simple calculation, isn't it? I don't have to explain you the calculation, right? So x is minus 5. This is a slope formula. It belongs to coordinate geometry chapter. Next question. Find the value of m if the following mx plus 4y is equals to 10 and 9x plus 12y is equals to 30. System of equations will have no solution. Right. So which chapter is this? Pair of linear equations again. Okay. So now given equations are what? Given mx plus 4y is 10 and 9x plus 12y is 30. So from these equations, what is a1, a2, b1, b2? a1 is m. a1 is nothing but the x coefficient is m. b1 is 4. Now what is c1? c1 is minus 10. Because what is the general form? General form of pair of equation is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 equals to 0, isn't it? So this comparing, you can write it here. So a2 is nothing but 9. What is b2? b2 is 12. What is c2? c2 is minus 30. Okay, this 30 you will have to take it to other side to make it to the general form. Okay, so now the equations have no solution. When does the lines have no solution? When does the linear equations have no solution? Now graphically you have learned that when the lines are parallel, they have no solution. Okay, when the lines are parallel, they have no solution. Why? Because there is no common point, right? When the lines are parallel, there is no common point, so there is no solution, right? So when the lines are parallel, what is the relation of the coefficients? Do you remember? It is nothing but a1 upon a2 is equals to b1 upon b2 is not equal to c1 upon c2. Right? So what is a1? a1, we have all the values here, isn't it? Let us substitute. So a1 is m upon 9 is equals to b1 is 4 upon 12 is not equals to c1 is minus 10 upon minus 30. I also gave you a shortcut of how to remember this. So m upon 9 is equals to 1 upon 3. 4 by 12 cancelling, you will get 1 by 3 is not equals to minus 1 by 3. Okay, now equate these two, what will you get? So m by 9 is equals to, let me write it here, m by 9 is equals to 1 by 3. So cross multiplying, 3m is equals to 9 or m is equals to 3. So m value you are getting it as 3, right? So this system of linear equations, if they are having no solution, then m has to be 3. Clear with this? Next question. If the metallic cylinder of height 4 cm and radius 3 cm is melted and recast into a sphere, okay, a cylinder is converted into a sphere, right? So here understand the question, a cylinder is converted into a sphere. So whenever a cylinder is converted into a sphere or any shape is converted to other shape, can you tell me what remains constant? There is one thing which remains constant when one shape is converted to the other shape. Yes, the volume remains constant. Okay, when one shape is converted to another shape, the volume remains constant. Clear, beta? So here the cylinder is converted to a sphere. So here volume remains the same. So you will equate volume of the cylinder is equals to the volume of the sphere. Yes, so let's start calculating here. Volume of the cylinder is equals to volume of sphere. So let me write it, because one shape is converted to another shape. And also tell me which chapter it is. Surface areas and volumes, isn't it? Mensuration. So this is the basic thing which you have to remember. Okay, so let's start the solution. So what is given? Just see, given metallic cylinder height is 4 and radius is 3. Okay, so it is recast into a sphere. You need to find the radius of the sphere. Okay, let the radius of the sphere. Let radius of sphere, I am taking it as R. Capital R, let us take. Okay, so now volume of cylinder is equals to volume of sphere. Volume of cylinder is what? Volume of cylinder is nothing but you will get it by pi r square h. Volume of cylinder formula is pi r square h is equals to volume of the sphere formula is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, so pi r square h is equals to 4 by 3 pi r cube. But here radius of sphere you have taken it as capital R. So write it as capital R. Clear with this? Simple V. I have just wrote the formula. I just wrote the formula. Now, pi and pi is getting cancelled. Okay, pi and pi, you have pi on both the sides, it gets cancelled. So, what is R value? R is 3. So, 3 square into H is 4 is equals to 4 by 3 R cube. Capital R you have to find. So, this 4 and 4 gets cancelled. So, which implies you have 3 square is nothing but 9 is equals to R cube. Or let us keep 3 square like that only. I'll tell you why. 3 square is equals to r cube by 3 you have. So from this I can write cross multiply. So you have 3 square into 3 is equals to r cube, or I can write 3 cube is equals to r cube. Okay, now taking cube root on both the sides, you will have r is equals to 3. So what is the radius of the sphere? Radius of the sphere is 3. What is 3? 3 centimeters. In exam also you have to write the units. It's really important. See the next question. Prove that 1 minus sine square theta minus cot square theta is 1. Which chapter it is? By looking at it, you can easily identify it as trigonometry, right? So, you have, so let us write the solution. Given 1 upon sine square theta minus cos square theta is the LHS. Okay, I am taking the LHS. Given LHS is equals to 1 minus sine, 1 by sine square theta minus cot square theta it is, isn't it? 1 second, let me write it again. So, this is cot square theta. Okay. Now, 1 upon sine square theta is what? 1 upon sine square theta is nothing but cosecant square theta. Okay. Cosecant is a reciprocal of sine. So, this I can write as cosecant square theta minus cot square theta. Okay. Now, you have an identity. What is that identity? Cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is how much? It is 1. Simple. Our identity, since we know that cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is 1. Isn't it simple? So, this was a short answer given in your 2019 paper. So, I hope each and every problem is clear for you. The notes of this will be posted in the Telegram, and not only this, new course on our Math Facilitator app, we have a new course which has started, which is called Complete Crash Course on Mathematics 2021. Here I told you a few questions, but there I'll be telling you the complete each and every exercise problem we will be dealing with. I'll be dealing with the concept, and I'll also tell you how to remember. As I told you, here there are a few shortcuts to remember these formulas and all. So I'll explain you the shortcuts also so that you'll not forget, right? And the course price is just 850. Okay, and it is only applicable for these 2-3 days only this week. So from next week the course price is going to increase. So depending on the enrollments, we will increase the price, because we are giving it for the lowest price. So if the number increases, then the server cost increases. So the next students will have to bear the extra cost. So enroll right now to get the course at the lowest price, and as I told you, you will get doubt clearing session. You will have recorded classes. You can come home after your school, see it, and at any time start your preparation. You will get tips and tricks to solve the questions, to crack the questions. You will get techniques to how to remember the formula, and also you will have PDF notes, and not only this, you will have mock test after every chapter. So all these you are getting just for 850 rupees. I will give you the link of the app, so download the app right now. It is free, downloading is free. Download the app and look, see the course. I have uploaded one chapter in the course. So tomorrow or today by night I'll be uploading pair of linear equations also, chapter 4. So see the course. If you're liking it and if you feel it useful, then do purchase it. Don't think for purchasing it, because the next students will have to pay more for the course. As I told you, if the enrollments are more, the price will automatically increase, because we have to pay extra for the server, right? So I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for being with me, and do subscribe the channel if you are new, and like the video and go. Thanks for watching.